God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows how it's killing you. But there's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. But God only knows the real you. There's a kind of love that God only knows.
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 63 of Your Journey Is Not Over. My name is Tanya Pearson Randolph. This is my own personal journey, and the expressions and opinions are of my own. I own all the rights to my personal journey, and your journey is not over. Neither are to be used, copied, or edited in any way without my consent. First off, welcome back. I took last week off from the podcast and just took a step back, a breath, and definitely wanted to show my respects by remaining silent. A week of silence to show respect for all that our country has endured these last few weeks. It's been a lot. First off, David Rose, who was an Atlanta, Georgia police officer. When he did graduate from the police academy this last March, and as a class leader, he addressed the graduates and guests, and he said, "From the very first day, we learned that policing isn't about just enforcing the law. It's about protecting the vulnerable, standing up for justice, and being the person who runs toward the danger when others run away." He was a man of his word because he lost his life doing just that. He lost his life when he rushed to the Center of Disease Control campus in Atlanta, Georgia, and a gunman opened fire, killing Mr. Rose. Mr. Rose was a veteran of the United States Marines and served in Afghanistan. He was also a son, a brother, a husband, and a father, and will be always remembered as a hero that ran towards the danger and gave his life to protect and save others. Sending my deepest condolences and prayers to his family and his community. Then heartbreaking, a school shooting in Colorado, where 2 children were injured and traumatized, and so many other students and their entire community traumatized by the senseless act of another student. Such horrible violence, and it never makes sense as to how this could happen. I'm sending prayers to the injured students and their families, and sending prayers to all the many other students and their entire community. So many lives affected by the senseless actions of just one person. Then the assassination of Charlie Kirk, heart-stopping, because he was a public figure, a speaker, a teacher, a leader. He taught about God and faith. I personally admired him, and this is where people get things twisted. I don't base my admiration on a person, whether they are Democrat or Republican. I don't identify with either party. I vote how I want to vote. It's my right, and like my relationship with God, it's personal, it's private. I don't debate politics with anyone. I never have. To me, it's like religion. We each have a choice. It's our rights, our free will. And I can imagine meeting someone and really clicking with them. The energy is good conversation. And then deciding I don't like them because of their political views or because of their religion. Key word in both of those sentences, theirs. It's their choice. And frankly, I don't care. I never ask. Never bring up politics nor religion. Doesn't even figure in whether I like someone or not. It's not part of the equation. I admire people on profound levels. Authentic, genuine, and sincere. And Charlie Kirk was most definitely all of those. When it came to speaking and teaching to our youth about scriptures in the Bible, and most importantly, teaching about God. Devastating to lose such a trailblazer that welcomed newcomers like myself. We are stronger in numbers, and we all must step forward and speak about God. Be the walking testimony so that people can see how God moves and works in lives in ways people never even thought of. I didn't admire Charlie Kirk because he was a Republican. I admired Charlie because at such a young age, he was led to speak, teach, and lead and become a trailblazer for so many others, including myself. As the years went by, we got to watch him, listen to him, and see him grow into what God meant for him to be: a husband, a father, again, a speaker, a leader, a trailblazer. So I would like to send my deepest condolences and prayers to his wife, Erica, and their two beautiful children, and to their families. Rest in peace, Charlie. We will march forward and keep speaking and teaching about God. I seen a post that said, "You might have taken out one of our lions, but you in fact woke up the entire pride." That's a true statement. The devil can't and won't defeat us. That's on a path created, designed, planned by God. The assassination was supposed to instill fear so that others will stop speaking, teaching, praising God. We don't let the devil have that kind of power over us. We know we have God in our corner, protecting us every step we take and every word we speak. Sadly, with some, it took the tragic loss of Charlie to make us even more determined to speak up, speak out, and make changes, and to try and get as many people closer to God and away from the devil. Weaken the devil's army. Bring even those people to the light, closer to God. We all have our own ways. Mine is completely different than most, but still, the message is still the same. By the grace of God, I'm still here to share my journey, to unmask my trauma, break perceptions, tell my story, be vulnerable, be real, be human, be transparent for the world to hear and see. And I have only God to thank for still being here and for the voice to tell my journey, for leading me on this path that I call my purpose. Thank you, God. It's not just America that's experiencing and suffering horrible violence. It's worldwide. And again, I can't help but think somehow, some way, somewhere, with these individuals that perpetrate such violence, there must be trauma that festered into this diabolical need to hurt, destroy, and kill others any means possible. These are people we need to pray for the most. They need prayer. Bible says we must pray for even our enemies. Matthew 5, verse 44. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Luke 6, verse 28 says, bless those that curse you and pray for those who insult you. Praying for enemies means wanting something good for them and for them to find Christ, even if we don't feel their love. My own personal way of saying it pretty much my whole life is, I don't have anything against my enemies. I released all that to God. But I just don't want anything to do with certain individuals either. But I'll pray for you. That's all God asks from us. This concludes my podcast for today. Please join me Thursday, where I finally get to January 13th, 2020, an episode that's been long overdue. Again, please join me Thursday. Listen in, and always remember, your journey is not over. God bless.
God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows how it's killing you. But there's a kind of love that God only knows. God